Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता as it is की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. My apologies for joining late. Let's recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 11, text 32. Yes, anyone who needs to go first can raise your hand. Yes, Achinta Dev Prabhu or Aditi Lata Mataji, either one.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's taking a while to open the page. 1 second.
কি বলছো? মন থেকে? হ্যাঁ, একদম।
I hope it's not the Vedabase.io is down. Let me try another way. It's not opening. Okay, it opened. Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 11, the universal form, text 32. Yes, Prabhuji, please repeat. It's so long to open. It's going to be difficult if it's going to take so long. Okay. Huh? The page is taking a long time to open. Yes, Prabhuji, please repeat. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. Achintade Prabhu.
Sorry, I was on mute. Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Kalosmi lokakshayakrit pravriddho.
Kalosmi lokashayo krit pritvo
Pravriddho.
pravidho
Lokan samahartum iha pravrittaha.
lokan samahartum yaha pravartaha
Ritepi tvam na bhavishyanti sarve.
ritepi tvam na bhavishyanti sarve
Ye vastita pratyanikeshu yodha.
ye vastita pratya anikeshu yodha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Aditi Lata Mataji. Or Aruni.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi Lokasya Krit Prabhata Lokan Samahartamiha Pravritta Pritvidvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Eva Sthita Prati Anikshi Yoda. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the world, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers on both sides will be slain.
Yes, thank you. Aditi Lata Mataji is going to recite.
Yes. Yeah, I said yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Shayakrit Pravriddho Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravritta Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Yevastita Pratyanikeshu Yodha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mataji, Achut Priya Mataji, you can go next.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Dandvat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. One second, so that you can see it all in one page. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृतप्रवृत्तो लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः अर्ते अपि त्वं न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे ये अवस्थिता प्रत्यानिकेषु युधः. Translation of Bhagavad given by Dr. Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Inbania are here? No. Isha?
श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धो लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे एव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Krishna Shish.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi Lokakshayakrit Pravriddho Lokan Samahartumiha Pravritta Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vastita Pratyanikeshu Yodha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Madhava. श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धो लोकान् समाहर्तुम् इह प्रवृत्तः ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे एव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Neelambari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Alashmi Lokakshaya Prito Lokan Shamahartum Iha Pravrittaha Riteyapi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vashtita Prati Anikeshu Yuddha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the greatest destroyer of the world, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Hare Krishna.
Rajna.
Shri Bhagavan Kalos Loka Kshayakrit Pravito Lokan Samartam Iha Pravarta Rite Pitvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vastita Prati Anikeshu Yota. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the destroyer of worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas, and all the soldiers here on the both sides will be slain.
Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept the humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalo Asmin Loke Shayakrita Pravirdo Lokan Samahartam Iha Pravirtaha ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे एव स्थिताः प्रतिनिकेषु योद्धः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravritto Lokan Samahartum Eha Pravrittaha Rute Pitvam Bhavishyanti Sarve Yeva Sthita Prati Anikeshu Yoda. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Hare Krishna.
Sarjana Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi Lokakshakrit Prabhradho Lokan Samahartam Iha Pravrattaha Rate Pitvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vastita Prati Anikeshu Yodaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Suvarnangi Shama Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravritto Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravrittaha Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Eva Sthitaha Prati Anikeshu Yodaha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi Loka Shakritra Pravitto Loka Samahartum Iha Pravittaha Resepitvam Na Resepitvam Navavishanti Sarve Ye Vastita Prati Anikeshu Yodaha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of all the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravarto Lokan Samahartam Iha Pravartataha Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Eva Shishtapa Prati Anikeshu Yoda. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on the both sides will be slain. Rick.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakritta Pravidya Lokan Smahartum Eha Pravritta Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Yeva Shishtaha Prataya Anukeshu Yodaha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Vindhyavali Mataji.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, the Lord pronounced to all. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravritto Loka Samartum Iha Pravritto Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vastita Pratyanikeshu Yoda. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Everyone finished reciting? Okay, I'll also recite. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, text 32. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Lokakshaya Kritsam Vriddho Pravriddho Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravriddho Lokan Samahartumiha Pravrittaha Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vastita Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of all worlds, and I have come here to destroy all the people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Okay, let's begin Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, the pastimes of Lord Ramchandra. So we were reading about Samudra offering prayers to Lord Ramchandra. So what did we read? 15. Let's go back to 15. 15. So Samudra is saying, O all-pervading Supreme Person, we are dull-minded and did not understand who you are, but now we understand that you are the Supreme Person, the Master of the entire universe, the unchanging and original personality of Godhead. The demigods are infatuated with the mode of goodness, the Prajapati with the mode of passion, and the Lord of Ghosts with the mode of ignorance. But you are the master of all these qualities. Text 15. My Lord, you may use my water as you like. Indeed, you may cross it and go to the abode of Ravana, who is the great source of disturbance and crying for the three worlds. He is the great source of disturbance and crying for the three worlds. He is the son of Vishrava, but is condemned like urine. Please go kill him and thus regain your wife, Sita Devi. O great hero, although my water presents no impediment to your going to Lanka, please construct a bridge over it to spread your transcendental fame. Upon seeing this wonderfully uncommon deed of your lordship, all the great heroes and kings in the future will glorify you. So there are so many points that we discussed in this verse that we read in the last class. So Ravana being the son of Vishrava, Vishrava is a great sage, but Ravana is not a great sage, right? So although he's the son of a great sage, he doesn't have those qualities, so he's just like a urine. Why like urine? Because both the sun and urine, they come from the same place. But what is the if the sun is not a worthy son, then he's as good as urine, like that. So Ravana is compared to urine by by Samudra. Samudra is telling Lord Ramchandra that go and kill that Ravana. He's like urine of his father, like that. And then, yeah, you can use my water in whichever way you like. I didn't know you before, but now I understand. You can use, right? You can cross it. Of course, you can cross. You don't need anything to cross. You don't need a boat or anything or a bridge. You can cross because you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But I request that you construct a bridge. Why? Because this will, tell about your glories to all the kings and all the people that come in future. All the great heroes in future, they will come to see your wonders, like that. So who is the Supreme Lord? Supreme Lord means he must be, he must do wonderful activities. Otherwise, anyone will claim to be the Supreme Lord. So just like Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, Lord Ramchandra constructed a bridge. So if anyone claims to be the Supreme Lord, then he should be able to show some wonderful activities which cannot be done by ordinary people. And the activities of the Lord are so great. Anyone who understands the transcendental nature of his activities and his birth, he becomes liberated. He doesn't have to come back to this material world again. Next verse, text 16. Who's supposed to read today? Please help me. So we started with Isha. Did Krishna Ashish read? Madhava and Rasapriya? Yes, they all read. Thank you. So is Lokesh here today? So Sonia Mataji, you can read. Let me read the Sanskrit. बद्धो दधौ रघुपतिर्विविधाद्रिकूटैः सेतुं कपीन्द्रकरकम्पितभूरुहाङ्गैः सुग्रीवनीलहनुमत्प्रमुखैरनीकैर्लङ्कां विभीषणदृशा विशदग्रदग्धाम्. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sukdev Goswami said, after constructing a bridge over the ocean by throwing into the water the peaks of mountains whose trees and other vegetation had been shaken by the hand of great monkeys, Lord Ramchandra went to Lanka to release Sita Devi from the clutches of Ravana. With the direction and the help of Vibhishana, Ravana's brother, the Lord, along with the monkey soldiers headed by Sugriva, Nila, and Hanuman, entered Ravana's kingdom Lanka, which had previously been burnt by Hanuman.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So that was what we read so far is the episode, the conversation, or what the prayers offered by Samudra. When Lord Ramchandra became angry, the prayers offered by Samudra. That's what we saw. Then, after Samudra's prayers, now they constructed a bridge. So here we are reading that Sukadeva Goswami said, after constructing a bridge over the ocean, how did they construct the bridge? By throwing into the water the peaks of mountains, whose trees and other vegetation had been shaken by the hands of great monkeys. So, what they did was they picked up the peaks of mountains, right? Big mountain peaks, and mountains have trees and different plants and shrubs on them. So for the bridge, you don't need trees. So what they did was powerful monkeys like Hanuman, Nila, they would just pick up or break the peaks of mountains, and the monkeys would just shake the trees, brush them off. So all the trees and so that peak would be cleared of all plants and trees, and then they would throw that rock, the peak, mountain peak, into the ocean. Like this, they were building the bridge, the monkeys, Vanaras. Lord Ramchandra went to Lanka. So after the bridge was thus constructed, Lord Ramchandra went to Lanka, marched on the bridge along with the whole Vanara army. Why? To release Sita Devi from the clutches of Ravana. With the direction and help of Vibhishan, Ravana's brother, the Lord, along with the monkey soldiers headed by Sugriva, Neela, and Hanuman, entered Ravana's kingdom Lanka, which had previously been burnt by Hanuman. So first they crossed the ocean, crossed the bridge, and after reaching there, it's not that they have Ravana's Lanka has very very secure what do you call protective walls, like a fort, right? It is protected, and they had moats and all that, so you cannot just enter into the city so easily, although they crossed the ocean. So they camped outside the city after crossing the ocean. Actually, Vibhishan met even before, right? Before Lord Ramchandra crossed the ocean, Vibhishan went. Yeah, right. Even before the bridge was built, even before Lord Ramchandra came to Lanka, Vibhishan was telling Ravana to return Sita Devi. Whereas when they heard that Lord Ramchandra is now coming with, he's there on the other side of the ocean, camped with all these Vanaras, and Ravana's sons and ministers, they were saying, who's this? You are so powerful, Ravana. What will this human being do to you? Like that. But Vibhishan said, actually what happened was they sent a messenger, but that was afterwards, right? After they crossed the ocean, right, Isha? After they crossed the ocean, then Angada was sent. But even before that, Vibhishan had left. So Vibhishan was there when Hanuman had come. So after Hanuman left, then Vibhishan instructed Ravana to. Okay. Vibhishan came when they were still building the bridge. So that's what happened. Yeah.
In front
So,
of Mataji, in front of Hanuman only, Vibhishan was telling Ravana not to return Sita Devi.
right, because he was a messenger, he was saying, don't, you cannot arrest because he's a messenger, you cannot arrest. Because, not arrest, Ravana wanted to kill Hanuman.
Yeah.
Mataji, thank you. Devani Mataji, Hare Krishna. So, Ravana wanted to kill Hanuman. And then Vibhishan said, in the presence of Hanuman, Vibhishan said, no, you cannot kill. And then he said that you should return Sita Devi. That's right. But so that's what Hanumanji noted there, that Vibhishan was supporting Lord Ramchandra. He even spoke in favor of Lord Ramchandra to Ravana in the court. But afterwards, Hanumanji left, and Vibhishan was, kicked out of the kingdom by Ravana because he was talking in favor of Lord Ramchandra. In favor of Lord Ramchandra means he was actually speaking for the well-being of Ravana. He was saying, don't pick enmity with Lord Ramchandra, return Sita Devi, you live peacefully in your kingdom. But Ravana didn't like that, so he said, he removed him. So that's when Vibhishan went to Lord Ramchandra. And then with the help of Vibhishan, Lord Ramchandra was able to, he told him about the city of Lanka and who were the different warriors in Ravana's army, like that. That is why here we are reading that Lord Ramchandra, with the help of Vibhishan, with the direction and help of Vibhishan, Ravana's brother, the Lord, along with the monkey soldiers headed by Sugriva. So Sugriva is the king of the Vanaras. So monkey soldiers headed by Sugriva and also Nila and Hanuman entered Ravana's kingdom Lanka, which had previously been burnt by Hanuman. Purport. So Usha Mataji and Medha. Not really?
So, Mataji, I'm driving Medha into school. Mataji.
No problem. Okay. So who's next? Neelambari Mataji and then Narsimha Chaitanya Prabhu and family. Neelambari Mataji, you'll read?
Krishna Mataji, can I read later?
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Sure. Narsimha Chaitanya Prabhu, Suraj Purti, Swarnani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Great mountain peaks covered with the trees and plants were thrown into the sea by the monkey soldiers and began to float by the supreme will of the Lord. By the supreme will of the Lord, many great planets float weightlessly in space like swabs of cotton. If this is possible, why should great mountain peaks not able to float on water? This is the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can do anything and everything he likes because he is not under the control of material nature. Indeed, material nature is controlled by him. Maya dakshena prakriti suryate sacharacharam. Only under his direction does prakriti or material nature work. Similar information is given in the Brahma Samhita 5.52.
Yasya Gyaya
Bhramati Sambhramatya Kaloksharo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Describing how material nature works, the Brahma Samhita says that the sun moves as desired by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, for Lord Ramchandra to construct a bridge over the Indian Ocean with the help of monkey soldiers who threw a great mountain peaks into the water is not at all wonderful. It is wonderful only in the sense that it has kept the name and the fame of the Lord Ramchandra eternally celebrated.
Yes, thank you. So here we are reading that in order to construct the bridge, big mountain peaks were torn off from the mountains and thrown into the ocean. And then the surprising thing for us is such heavy mountain peaks, they were floating on water. So how is that possible? Right? Yes, it is not possible for anyone in this material world, because that's the law of nature. The law of nature is stone will sink. It won't float on water. That is the law of nature, material nature. Then how here the stones are floating? Because these stones were thrown there by the order of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord is not under the control of material nature. The laws of material nature don't work on Lord Ramchandra or on Lord Krishna. They don't work on the Supreme Lord. He is the master of material nature. He is not controlled by material nature. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita. different places he says that. He's not controlled. Rather, he is controlling the material nature. He's not controlled by material nature. That is why, by the supreme will of the Lord, many great. And how do you know? I mean, can we see another example where the Lord is defying the laws of material nature? Great planets are floating weightlessly in space, like swabs of cotton. Yes, is that not wonderful? What? How will science explain that? Such heavy planets consisting of mountains and trees and people, very heavy, and planets are just floating in space with no pillars or nothing holding them up. They're just floating. How do you explain that? Because the Lord can do anything. The Lord can do anything. He's omnipotent, all powerful. There's nothing which is not possible for him. So if he can float big planets, what is the big deal for him to make some stones float on water? Like that. Then he can do anything and everything he likes, because he's not under the control of material nature. Then Yasyagya Brahmati Sambhrita Kala Chakra. By his agya, by his order, Kala Chakra, right? Time is revolving, Brahmati, right? By his order, time is moving. Then by his order, can't stones float on water? Why not? Like that. Also, Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Kod, not that one. Yachakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samasta Suramurti Rashesha Teja Yasya Gyaya Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakro. Acha. So the sun, not Kala, yeah. So we are talking about the sun here. Yachakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samasta Suramurti Rashesha Teja. We are talking about the sun planet. Sorry. We are talking about the sun planet. And of course, the sun is acting like Kala Chakra also, isn't it? Because in the form of days and nights, sun causes days and nights. And in the form of days and nights, the sun is taking away our life, right? It's shortening our life. Time is passing. How do you calculate time? By the rising and setting of the sun. That's how you calculate time. Not rising and setting, even by the movement of the sun, right? Time, when we see that chapter in the third canto, right? Time is divided into so many units. How do you measure those units? It is the time taken by the sun to cover a certain distance, right? Time taken to cover the smallest distance is known by one name. Then little more distance is known by another name. These are the different units of time. So time is calculated by the movement of the sun. And this sun is moving. How the sun is moving? By the order of the Supreme Lord. So he is controlling even the material nature. Another example to see how the Lord is not under the material nature, rather he is the controller of the material nature. So he can control, he doesn't have to obey the laws of material nature. Stones can float. X17. So yeah, next Suvarnangi Mataji or Suraj Purti. Sava Narendra Balaruddha Vihara Koshta Shridwara Gopura Sadovalaabhi Vitanka Nirbhajyamana Dhishanadhvaja Hema Kumbha Shringataka Gajakulair Hradini Vagurna. Suhraj Purti Swarnangi Mataji, are there?
Yes, ma'am. After entering Lanka, the monkey soldiers led by chefs like Sugriva, Neela, and Hanuman occupied all the sporting houses,
Granaries.
gardenings,
Granaries.
granaries, treasuries, palace doorways, city gates, assembly house, palace frontages, and even the resting house of pigeons. pigeons. When the city crossroads, platform flags and golden water pots on its domes were all destroyed. The entire city of Lanka appeared like a river disturbed by a herd of elephants. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So now they entered the city of Lanka. After entering Lanka, what did the monkey soldiers do? Monkey soldiers, led by their chiefs like Hanuman, Sugriva, Nila, they occupied all the sporting houses, granaries. Granaries is where they keep grains, treasuries, right, where they have all their wealth. Palace doors, city gates, assembly houses, palace frontages, and even the resting houses of the pigeons. That means there was no place where the monkeys had not occupied in Lanka. Even up to the pigeon houses, they occupied everything. When the city's crossroads, platforms, flags, and golden water pots on its domes were all destroyed. And then after occupying, what did they do? They started destroying the city. City's crossroads, platforms, flags, and golden water pots on the domes. When all these were destroyed, then the city appeared like a river disturbed by a herd of elephants. What happens when an elephant enters into a garden? It's destroyed. So not one, but the city appeared like a herd of elephants had gone into the city and just, destroyed everything. That's how the city appeared after the Vanaras went in. Next. Rakshah patistadavalokya nikumbha kumbha dhumraksha durmukha surantaka narantakadin putram prahasta matikaya vikampanadin sarvanugan samahino datha kumbhakarnam. Yeah, Suhrud or Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
When Ravana, the master of Rakshasas, saw the disturbances created by the monkey soldiers, he called for Nikumba, Kumbha, Dhumra Rakshaka, Durmukha,
Dhumraksha,
Durmukha, Surantaka, Narantaka, and other Rakshasas, and also his son Indrajit. Thereafter, he called for Prahasta, Atikaya, Vikampana, and finally Kumbhakarna. Then he induced all his followers to fight against the enemies.
Yeah. So when Ravana saw the disturbances created by monkeys, he called all his Rakshasa chiefs, right? And they were mostly his sons and other chief Rakshasa warriors. And then he induced them, or he excited all of them to go and fight with the enemy. Okay, next, Suhrida. तां यातुधानपृतनामशिशूलचापा प्रासृष्टिशक्तिशरतोमरखड्गदुर्गां सुग्रीवलक्ष्मणमरुत्सुतगन्धमादा नीलाङ्गदर्क्षपनसादिभिरन्वितोगात्.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Lord Ramachandra surrounded by Lakshmana and the monkey soldiers like Sugriva, Hanuman, Gandhamada, Nila, Angada, Jambavan, and Panasa attacked the soldiers of the Rakshasas who were fully equipped with various invincible weapons like swords, lances, bows, prasas, rishtis, shakti arrows, Gadgas, and Tomaras.
Yeah. So Lord Ramchandra, surrounded by Lakshman and monkey soldiers like Sugriva, Hanuman, Gandhamada, Nila, Angada, Jambavan, and Panasa. So earlier we saw the names of the Rakshasas. Now we are seeing the names of the Vanaras on the side of Lord Ramchandra. So on this side, Lord Ramchandra, surrounded by all these Vanaras and Lakshman, attacked the soldiers of the Rakshasas, who were fully equipped with various invincible weapons. Now, what weapons did the Vanaras have? Not many. Most of them were simply using rocks, uprooting trees and breaking mountain peaks and lifting rocks. That was their weapons. Some of them may have had a few, but in general, majority of them were simply using rocks and uprooted trees. Whereas Ravana's soldiers, they had all types of sophisticated weaponry with which they were fighting. And the Vanaras, they faced the Rakshasas, who were fully equipped with various invincible weapons. Okay, so we can stop here today. So we'll begin with Nilambari Mataji tomorrow. Suraj's family finished reading. We'll begin with Nilambari Mataji tomorrow. And we can read also a little bit of Bhagavad Gita and Lilamrita. Actually, today is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day here. And now here it is 6:35. At 7:25 is the actual Muhurta when Srila Prabhupada disappeared. So at that time, in Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi, there's a program every year. So in Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi, we sing Ye Anilo Premadana, and then they offer lamps like that. But we still have time. So we'll just read Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Bhagavad Gita. Continuation of introduction. The Lord descends to this mortal world to show his pastimes in Vrindavan, which are full of happiness. When Lord Sri Krishna was in Vrindavan, his activities with his cowherd boyfriends, with his damsel friends, with the other inhabitants of Vrindavan, and with the cows were all full of happiness. The total population of Vrindavan knew nothing but Krishna. But Lord Krishna even discouraged his father Nanda Maharaj from worshipping the demigod Indra, because he wanted to establish the fact that people need not worship any demigod. They need only worship the Supreme Lord, because their ultimate goal is to return to his abode. Okay, so what had we read before that? Anandamayo Bhyasad. Yes, those whose intelligence is stolen by material desires, they surrender to demigods. Remember, we were reading that? Yeah. How worship of different demigods is not approved. That is the subject we were reading. Yes. So, our position is we are meant to serve the Supreme Lord. And there's no way that we can be happy by any other way, save and except serving him. Remember, we were reading about the Sanatan and non-Sanatan, right? Sanatan Dharma is to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everything else is non-Sanatan, right? Everything else is non-Sanatan. So in that context, we are seeing how worship of different types of demigods, it's not approved. So in those lines, here we are reading that the Supreme Lord descends to this world to show his pastimes of Vrindavan. And in those pastimes, he showed through this festival that we observed recently, Govardhan Puja festival, Lord Krishna discouraged even his own father from worshipping other, Lord Indra in this case. So basically the message is there's no need to worship any demigods. You don't worship the demigods because our constitutional position is we are servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is fully capable of giving us full protection, maintaining us. We don't need to go to anyone else. He didn't encourage. Okay. Then the abode of Lord Krishna is described in the Bhagavad Gita 15 chapter 6th verse. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम paramam mama. That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So talking about Sanatan, we read that the Lord is Sanatan, the living entities are Sanatan, and the Lord's abode is also Sanatan. So when you render devotional service, you will go back to that Sanatan abode, Sanatan Dhama, right? Once you go there, there's no coming back. Yad gatvan anivartante tadhama paramama. What else do we know about this Sanatan Dhama? There's no need of sun, moon, electricity or fire for heat, for light there. There's no need. It is self-luminous. We read also in Srimad Bhagavatam purport that self-luminous, that means it doesn't need light from outside. Rather, whatever light you see in this material world, all that light is coming from there, from that abode. The source of all light is coming, is that abode. That abode is within the Lord because it is his Swarupa Shakti. Swarupa means within him. With his Swarupa Shakti, his abode is made. So this, all the light is concentrated there in his abode. From there it is emanating to different places. So then if that is the source of all light, why it will need any light from outside, from sun, moon? It is this Brahmajyoti concentrated way it is in the spiritual world, specifically in the Golok Vrindavan Dham, which is the topmost planet. And that is the source of all light to the sun, to moon and everyone else. Then why you will need fire or light or electricity, sun, moon in Golok Vrindavan? There's no need. So next we'll reach Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. We are beginning a new chapter, chapter 15. It will not be possible to assist you. I have come here in this old age, neither for sightseeing nor for any personal interest. It is for the interest of the entire humanity that I am trying to implement the science of Krishna, which will actually make them happy. So it is the duty of every devotee of Lord Krishna to help me by all means. From a letter to Sumati Murarji. This is the letter Srila Prabhupada wrote to Sumati Murarji. This is part of that letter, right? So why Srila Prabhupada went to America? For the interest of the entire humanity. He's trying to implement the science of Krishna, because only that will make all people happy. So Srila Prabhupada's mission is to make everyone happy. November passed and December came. So Srila Prabhupada is in New York, right? November passed and December came. And Prabhupada, having obtained an extension on his visa, stayed on. Because earlier he had decided, he told the officer that he would stay for 2 months. He had arrived in August, or was it September? September, I think. He just arrived after, Janmashtami. So, 1 month after Janmashtami. So September. And now it is November, December. That means, according to his plan, 2 months had passed, so he should have returned. But he applied for an extension. November passed and December came. And Prabhupada, having obtained an extension on his visa, stayed on. America seemed so opulent, yet many things were difficult to tolerate. The sirens and bells from fire engines and police cars seemed like they would crack his heart. Sometimes at night he would hear a person being attacked and crying for help. From his first days in the city, he had noted that the smell of dog's stool was everywhere. And although it was such a rich city, he could rarely find a mango to purchase. And if he did, it was very expensive and usually had no taste. From his room, he would sometimes hear the horns of ocean liners, and he would dream that someday he would sail around the world with a Sankirtan party, preaching in all the major cities of the world. The weather went below freezing, colder than he had ever experienced in India. Daily he had to walk toward the Hudson against a west wind that even on an ordinary winter's day would take your breath away and make your eyes water and your face grow numb. On a stormy day, the driving wind and sudden gusts could even knock a man down. Sometimes a cold rain would turn the streets slick with ice. The cold would become especially severe as one approached the shelterless, wind-swept area of West Side Drive, where occasional whirlwinds carried brown leaves and paper trash mysteriously high into the air. So the cold season has begun in New York, and it's for Srila Prabhupada it's very cold. I mean, for anyone it is very cold, but it was something which Srila Prabhupada had never experienced, that type of cold. So we will stop here. Thank you all, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. I'll see you tomorrow.